There's 3 together.
Go ahead, Steve. Get some shots of those guys. So okay, zoom out from it.
You want me to rack out the porch a little bit?
Yeah, that would be good. Funky grip. Ah,
Uh-oh.
that was a button failure on my part. You're rack in.
Yep.
Apparently I locked the jaws open.
Down goes sticky fingers.
That's embarrassing. I haven't dropped anything in a while. Okay, Steve, zoom in there a little. That's good, thanks. Oh, come on. Zoom out, please. Not once, but twice. Okay, zoom back in. Redunculus. Feeling good about this one, Jake.
Yeah. Good size.
Okay. Full power?
Yeah. I can walk and jog it a little more.
I would.
Oh, jogged a little too much. Oh yeah, that might be the way to go. It's wider, more wide than it is tall.
Now you're really playing the claw game.
Yeah, I suck at this game too. Okay.
Give it a little more.
Spiky fingers now.
Looks like it may slip. Yeah,
Okay.
coming
One
back
more.
out. Yep.
Zoom in a bit, Steve. Thanks. Okay. Give her all you got there.
Let me go a little more.
Maximum.
That's a max. Torch.
Zoom in just a bit, Steve. Okay. Good.
Nice grab.
Can you get a still there, Taylor?
Yep, I got some.
You got
Looks
one?
good, yeah.
Okay. Zoom out, please. And open that front porch there and we'll stick it in the, see if we can get it in the box now. That box is totally empty, is it?
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
What was the sample
Sweet.
number on that, Taylor?
Sample number 76076.
Thank you.
Up against the rock. True test of squishy fingers.
All right.
Let me give it a little more.
Full
All right.
close, is it?
Yeah, it should be close. I think that back.
That doesn't look like full close.
Let's see what happened. I think sometimes you just gotta cycle it. I think it gets stuck.
Zoom in a bit more, Steve, please. Thanks, good. Okay. Definitely not full close.
Look at the. Oh yeah, it's getting jammed up again, I think.
That's the bellows there that opens and closes. So you're going to give it some more jam? Or?
Yeah, it's close. Oh yeah, I gotta. Let's see.
It's also okay to just grab them with the manip. Or suction them how you did before. I think that's what you did last time.
Yeah, roger.
All right, I should have a little more space to.
Okay. I'm going to get both in view here. Is that open, is it? Okay. Full power.
Full power. I think I got to race. 1 second. All right.
Got the software giving you grief, is it?
Did it go?
Yeah.
It's to the left a bit though.
Oh.
All right.
It's full close, is it? Yeah, that's full close.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh, it's slipping. I think it's holding on by a thread.
Was a thread?
Yeah. All right. Do we want to just do?
They were getting low on time to be able to get back to that site.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we got one in the box with sticky fingers.
Yep. It's good. Good test.
Oh, my, caught up there.
uh,
The ball is stuck in the jaws.
How did that happen? There you go.
Close that box a little for
Yep.
me. More. Okay.
Well, that urchin looks like it's gonna ride up on the porch.
Oh yeah. Under safe protection of squishy fingers.
Yep.
Assuming we're on the flush chart.
Flushing.
I just wanted to be on that jar for.
All right.
Zoom in a bit, Steve. Thanks. What do we do before 50%?
That's 50. Oh.
Okay, I can open the box again.
Open the box.
Okay. Need a little more power.
Yep. 70%.
What's that?
70. 80. Oh, good catch.
What's that? Okay.
0. Should pop off.
That's 3 in the box.
Yep, that's great.
And one on the porch.
Close.
Close.
Thank you.
Our pleasure. Thanks for your patience.
Yes.
Good stuff.
Thank you.
I think I saw what you were writing in the chat there, about going straight down to 1A from this angle.
Yes, I think so. I think we're gonna not, instead of going diagonal to get 100 meters from the other line, I think we're just gonna do the parallel line from this point and head south. So hopefully we'll get to that, the points with the high densities before the end of the dive.
Okay, so you would like to run parallel then, not towards the starting point.
My understanding was parallel. Tom, are you?
Yep, I would say parallel
Is that what
we
you
want to do.
Yep.
All right, there we go. So we'll be going 1, 4, 5 once we get all set up here.
Yeah, you can start moving the boat anytime we're pretty much set up.
Could we quickly fire a Niskin too before we move?
Yep.
Thank you.
About ready to throw this thing in the...
What is that?
Temperature probe.
Not sure why it's on there for this dive. We should have taped it out of the way.
We even used it.
So usually tie her up out of the way if we're not using it. Did it go?
Nope. Fired.
In case you want to get any temperatures there, it's good to 400C, that probe.
Bridge
Keep that in
nav.
mind.
Thanks for your patience there with the sticky fingers. It's been a
Yes.
development project for the entire...
Yeah, it's in development.
And just to confirm, the Niskin was sample 77, is that correct?
Yes.
Thank you.
Can reckon it tonight with a manipulator.
Hey, we rely so much on your skills to get collections that any new methods and techniques that you need to work on and develop, we know how valuable that can be.
Yeah, that technology is really interesting and coming at this light speed.
So I'm having the ship go 0.5. We'll have to travel that quickly to try to get back to that area before we have to pull.
What was the bearing?
145.
145. Right. All right, we can go a little faster than 0.5 if you want.
Sure, we'll get started and see how it looks.
It's
Just take a
pretty
look.
benign in here, so
Yeah.
happy to flat-foot it after that.
Warp speed. I guess I'll check in with Tom too if we do some transects. I don't know whether it's okay to increase the speed during a transect or not.
I think 0.5 is our legal maximum for it, according to the documentation, but
Okay.
knots, for some reason we use knots on this boat. But yeah, I'm happy to go faster than that if you guys are.
Yeah, it all depends on the terrain in the bottom. And I think with this being not super complex, we could go faster for a transect and it wouldn't matter.
So we want to make some distance before the next transect anyway, right? Do about 100 meters before we start the next one.
Yeah.
I think. So you can
Put the pedal to the metal.
unleash the power.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bridge nav.
We're backing down though, aren't we?
Increase speed to 0.7. Roger that. Yeah, good call. We'll just watch that wire.
Gonna cut that wire off in a couple weeks anyway, so.
How much do you cut?
Not that much.
Not 300 meters.
I don't know.
Like 10 meters? Not even?
10 meters.
Why are you cutting off 10 meters?
Yeah, it's a Texas demo. It's the quickest way and get the grinder out. Hack. Don't even open the J-box. Just get the side cutters out. Chink. Hook it up to the crane and throw it off the boat. We read the 6.8 gets an annual reterm.
Yep.
So at the end of the season, it's cut and then termination disassembled and stowed for winter.
Are you coming back for the demob?
Not that I know of. No.
It's gonna be a short-staffed demob.
I have offered, but
Yeah.
Josh is coming down.
Yeah. I'm staying here. I'm sure Jess and Bob will be there, of course. And
What's that?
I'm sure the current ROV team that will be on will stay. I'm staying.
Oh, yeah,
Josh
I
is
think
coming
so.
down, and it's like,
Yeah.
I have a few days.
You guys are gonna hate me because Josh asked, so should we take everything off? And I would take everything off.
Oh yeah. We're gonna go to back in the
Every
dry
single
dock.
tote.
Every single tote. Last time he took half of it off, and I was like, take this
Just clean it all out. Clean
everything.
house.
And then, well, the difference is we're not having to pack it up and go to Gulfport, so we can stage it all there in San Pedro and go through and consolidate, like all the drawers, everything. And have
The
it,
off-season project.
yeah, and have it all staged and reorganized to go on next year. There's some of those drawers have been there for,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
like
I mean,
go throwing stuff away that's been there for, literally been sitting there for 5 years. We have a lot of stuff. Where ROV guys are pack rats.
So Trevor was asking me what Herc's top speed is.
We've got like 1.2 out of it.
Yeah, I told him it's over not and no and not 2, but Argus would have to be going pretty quick to test the actual limit. But I
get
told him
about 1.2 before it.
yeah. There's 0.9. 1. Yeah, I could see you getting
No, easily do a knot. So
yeah.
that's 1 knot looks like.
That's what we figured was a knot was
speed transact.
yeah.
I get to 1.2 and I run out of.
They just count extra fast.
Right, so
I could just double the frame rate and we could do
Yeah.
transects twice as fast.
So yeah, slow down for the counters.
Yeah.
Oh, hard stop.
I haven't seen that guy before.
It's a cool
Yeah,
pattern.
what is
is
that?
that a ling?
Link cod?
Ling card, I think.
Was it?
That would be
What is
a
it?
What
ling
he
cod,
is?
yep.
Cod?
Ling cod.
A ling cod.
Ling cod.
He's having trouble breathing down here.
Zoom in just a bit there, Steve. Yeah, good
Is
things.
this about the depth limit?
Yeah, I've seen him about this deep, so
Mm.
Okay.
he's just struggling with the amount of oxygen around.
Mm.
Well, at
'Cause
least
they're
that
right
looks
up in
like it,
the-
'cause
Yeah, yeah. That was fanning its gills.
Yep.
I guess it depends on the current too, whether, I forget, I lost the plot, whether we're upstream or downstream in current.
Yeah.
I think we're heading into a bit of a breeze there. What's our bearing again? Sorry, I lost that plot too.
145.
145, thank you.
Spot prawns and squat lobsters. No, brachiopod. One to Charlie.
Bridge nav. You can add one more step to that, 200 meters, 145. Thank you.
See, that was a split nose that was up in the water column compared to the banks before.
Mm.
And there's a bank up in the water, or slightly.
So was the software giving you grief there?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on, but so like I had it set up, or I was in its home position, the bellows,
All right.
and it closed, and it like the first time it closed well, and the second time when I opened it, it's like the bellows didn't open all the way, or open too far or something, and so then I had to go in and mess with the software limits to give it more jam again.
Oh.
So it should be set up where like you don't have to, once you set it once, you shouldn't have to change the software limits, but
That linear actuator has position sensor, I'm assuming.
yeah, so maybe that is playing funky. I don't know.
Is it a, do you know if it's a dual element potentiometer in there?
I don't know too much about the actuator itself. I don't know. I could read more into it. I do
It might.
have the manual, I think,
It
somewhere
might.
in my laptop.
Yeah, if it's a. I haven't seen
We're
any.
200 meters from the last transect down.
Okay, should we start another transect?
Yeah, are you happy going this speed?
Yeah. That's
Yeah, as long as
pretty mellow at 0.7 there. If
Sure.
the scientists are happy with that speed.
Yeah, since we're looking for petrolleys right now, that's a totally fine speed.
okay. Let's mark it then, Taylor Ann.
Start of transect.
6.
Yep.
So it's 200 meters, is it?
Yep.
Got it.
Yeah, we have a couple of hake here. Thorny head. Now we just need the petrolleys.
It really accelerates forward when
What's that?
you step forward. It really accelerates to get to the.
Yeah, it's weird.
velocity.
It takes off fast and then comes.
That's just
That's-
PID settings or
I
something.
think so, yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't played with them on this system. It's hard to get time to play with that kind of stuff during operations.
Yeah.
It's like I should make a note to do that at Shakedown next year. And I don't think you can do it on the fly with this.
I haven't seen anything.
I think you have to, I think you have to do the any file and then,
Yeah.
which should be,
Oh, wait, is it this change PID gains? Could be
oh, you
it.
see that?
It's auto XY page.
Oh, yeah. What happens when you press that?
Comes up. Some. Yeah, PID. Yep. X, Y, Z, and H. You can change the gains.
What's PID stand for?
What's it again? It's
Proportional, integral, and
yeah.
derivative.
just set of like 3 equations that determine like how you approach a certain, like it's how you control the thrusters on the vehicle, and they set it to, you don't want to overshoot something and you don't want to undershoot it, and then the I don't know, the 3 settings kind of,
Like
I can't really,
a sine wave of like how slow when you slow down to it or speed up to it, that kind of thing.
So is it like,
yeah.
like
I'm
ramp-
doing a pretty terrible job of explaining it,
like
but
ramping? Like it ramps the speed?
Interesting, there's no integral there at all.
yeah.
It's a closed loop control system, so when you have a actuator, for example, in one position and you tell it to go to another position, that's how much jam you give it, how much signal, and then how fast it gets there, and then what the error is of, you've told it to go there, how long is it taking to get there, and how far out is the command versus the position. And then when you get there, you have to slow down because you'll overshoot. So if you like have a spot on the blacktop, you're gonna pick up a ball and run to and stop in that spot, your body naturally slows down before you get to the spot, otherwise you'd run past it. If you did run past it, how fast would you get back into the spot? So it's a tuning loop with those 3 parameters, and if the loop's tuned nicely, as Rennie says, it should be the overshoot should settle out within 2 or 3 cycles. If it's tuned too tight, it will never settle out. It will oscillate. And if it's tuned too loose, it'll never get there. It'll be really sloppy.
Kind of like the difference between our last DP control system and our current is, last one did not do a good job at that, and this one does.
It's a bit of an art form to tune the system, and then there's so many variables with an ROV control system. So, for example, here we have you could have a head, you know, be facing into the current and then and get it completely dialed, spend half an hour playing with the settings, and then turn around and do it with the current, and it would be horrible.
Gotcha.
So all of our auto functions are.
Oh, that rockfish just plunked out of the sky and into the ground.
The auger in.
Just
No.
like it looked like it was swimming and then just was like, stop. What's this fish?
That's a hake.
Been seeing hake and cat sharks.
What are the hake? Are they? What kind of fish are they?
There's a, let's see, what are they closely related to? Cods, sort of. But they're commercially caught, but they're not for human consumption most of the time. They do use them in Japan, but a lot of times they go to dog food because they have this bacteria that lives inside them, and right after you catch them, it starts degrading the meat.
Oh.
So unless you can, which some of the processing vessels do, if you can like fast freeze them or thing before the bacteria can react, then the flesh doesn't become as mushy. So that's why they have the dog food, or pet food, I should say. Because I guess they don't care, or pets don't care if it's mushy.
Well, they can't complain.
Bridge now.
Or we don't understand them.
Add one more step.
There's a sponge.
200 meters. 145. Thank you.
That kind of like with the
Yep, I
top.
think.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just going to say, I think that's that's the same morphology as the sponge that we collected earlier.
Do you want to say something, Dan?
Yeah, the pollock fishery is that kind of similar. They weren't at one point were considered a kind of a trash fish, and then now that there was a big, at least years ago, there was quite a good commercial fishery in up north.
Yeah, there still is, and it is very similar to that. I think that happens with a lot of fisheries. It's just you got to get people to enjoy the market. Because I heard that about lobster, that originally people didn't like lobster and they would just throw it away, and then somebody made it gourmet and then everybody liked it.
When growing up, we raised our own beef, so we had a lot of hamburger in the refrigerator, especially if the beef wasn't really steak quality, if you will. And one of our friends was a fisherman, and he had, his family ate a lot of lobster, didn't have any beef, and we ate a lot of beef, didn't have any lobster. So a couple times a year we would trade, and everyone would be really happy.
Surf and turf.
It's a nice trade-off.
Yep.
You can only eat so much lobster or so much hamburger.
All right, that's the end of transect right there.
That was that little pause there.
I'd like to get to that point of eating too much lobster, but haven't got there yet.
So we'll continue on this direction still, just no longer on transect. 6. Do you want me to slow them up a bit? You're good.
Oh, and they're keen to get somewhere,
Yeah.
aren't they?
Yeah.
Cable seems to be doing all right there.
Yeah, I keep glancing up at it. It seems all right. It's got a wiggle to it, but I think that's just because it's shallow.
Ship pitching.
Yeah. And it's that higher frequency wiggle.
Oh yeah,
But
the
it's-
strum.
yeah.
Yeah. Starts doing that about 3/4 of a knot. So really
Yeah.
strums at 1 knot. You can see the overboarding sheave vibrate a little too.
What about it?
I haven't seen any halibut on this cruise.
Oh.
True.
No, we don't have many down here.
Too far south, is it?
Pretty much. There's some here still, but not in the numbers that you'd find up off of Washington or Oregon.
Okay, if we maintain this speed and get to parallel to the start of where we dropped down, which was point 1A, we get parallel to that, then we will be there in 45 minutes, and then we should be pulling off the bottom between 3:30 local and 3:40 local, depending on
Yeah.
how much we want to push that window
25-minute ride to come up.
people at 4 in the morning.
Roger that.
It'll be pretty obvious if we see what we're looking for. There are these stacks of 5 or 6 fish all grouped together.
Yeah, what I'm seeing on HiPAC from those SP targets is it looks like, yeah, they were very concentrated right at the beginning and then very sparse along the way out.
Yep.
Yeah, I only counted 3 on the transect. So that's pretty sparse.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, I think it's kind of good. We're racing down here. We'll be able to compare densities on this line to our
Right.
first line up. Well, look at the arms on that squat lobster.
That a sponge we just went over, I think it's clear into it. It's kind of fuzzy on the outside. The spicules are covered in sediment.
Yep.
Would you call that one a rapticlyptus?
I probably would actually. I was looking at some of the pictures that we got from 2018, and those types of sponges are ones that you can't tell if it's a rhabdo or a storo or a hylascus from the imagery. So one of our secondary objectives was to ground truth and grab a few samples, but I'm trying to ignore the sponges at the moment. Focus on the Badrali.
Yeah, look at all of them.
Come on, Badrali.
There's another Rhabdiclyptus.
Yeah. Do a drive-by sample. I think there's a little asbestos plumer as well. We've been seeing along the way the little carnivorous sponges.
Is that a big sponge on the left there? Like strange rock.
Could be.
That looks like
Yeah, it's a sponge.
Yeah,
Sponge.
with the rockfish poking out of it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Ah,
Little hot tub.
Big sponge.
Yeah.
yeah. I always wonder if they can feel the outflow. So when the sponges are pumping, that's where all maybe it's like being in a little tub with jets.
There's some kind of soul in there.
Yeah, that's a Dover sole. There's Petroli.
Bridge nav. We can continue to track a line at this bearing, 145. Thank you.
Renato, if you let us know when we've done another 100 meters, we could start another transact.
Sure thing. Check on that.
Thank you.
We have indeed. We've done 170. So if you think you're set up in the pocket, happy to start.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
We are in the pocket.
Scratch. Actually, can you cycle that off, and I'll just do a quick reset?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, good. Go ahead.
Scoot over a little bit in front of Argus.
Roger.
Most likely to snag fishing gear.
Might as well be straight ahead. Okay, we'll mark that then. That's the start. 7.
Little Rex. Tom, are these the split nose?
Yes, they are.
So I'm looking for the upside down horseshoe. They
And
look.
they've been there. There's a Petrale.
Yep.
So there's also a few black gills mixed in,
Right.
so they look a little different. So the one to the left was a black gill.
The far left. Yeah. Oh, I think.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it has a little bit different look. Here comes a Petrale, just one.
Better than none.
Yep, so I've got 2 so far on Transect. Last time it was only 3, so maybe we can pass last times. Hopefully.
Well, as frustrating
You see
as
the
it is,
horseshoe.
seems like this is a good data point to have, right, as far as the window and when they spawn and how it changes over years.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
Oh, hagfish hanging out here.
I don't really want to see a hagfish mating aggregation.
Whoa.
Tying in knots.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
When's our next dive after this?
I think we've got at least an 8-hour transit down to
Back to the Channel Islands?
yeah, the west side of the Channel Islands. San Miguel, west of it.
Oh.
So I think the earliest would be noon tomorrow, but I'd have to double check.
That sounds about right from the call today.
Yeah.
I think they were going to give people who are the shoreside science who are on at 12, sort of tell them to stand by, but that it might be a bit later than that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm on at 4, so I know I'm going either ways.